So the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass is lacking in the N64 department. Here are 9 games that would make it much, much better and get fans extremely excited and probably get a lot of new signups for it too. Let's get to this list. Alright, so number 9. On this list, it's about 9 games. The first one is Tetris Sphere. Now, a lot of you are probably like, well, Tetris Sphere, that game sucked. I kind of liked it. I thought, like, if you gave it enough time and really, like, learned its mechanics and stuff, you could have a lot of fun with that game. It was such a unique take on Tetris, and it's never been done again after that. Like, I'm so shocked it's not in a mode in one of the bajillion times the game has been re-released in, you know, different versions of the game. Like, we just had the Tetris, what was it, like Collection or Tetris, the History of Tetris or something, and it has all these just different modes, but it's all like the basic mode. It's not the cool, something different like Tetris Sphere. Anyway, I liked it because it was just something different, and it's just, like I said, it's never been replicated again. Now, if they did redo it, hopefully they would make it a lot simpler. But for now, it'd be cool just to have this on the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass because it's never been re-released or tried again. All right, number 8, Bomberman Hero. Now, Bomberman Hero is one of the first Bomberman games, I believe, where he could jump. It's been a long time since I played the game. I managed to beat the game. I didn't like it as much as Bomberman 64 because the Bomberman 64 game had such cool puzzles and you can unlock all these different outfits and armor and stuff. But Bomberman Hero was a really cool take on the Bomberman franchise. I know a lot of people like the old school playstyle of it where it's literally you're just in the little square and you're going around and blowing people up. But to me, taking these characters and giving them like a full-blown platformer treatment, I love that, and I really miss that. I wish they'd do that more, because now it's all about Call of Duty and all this other stuff. All right, next up is Diddy Kong Racing, number 7. I am shocked. I am really shocked that this game is not on there. Like, are they afraid that it's going to compete with Mario Kart? Like, I don't get it. Like, where is Donkey Kong Racing? It makes no sense to me. Anyway, so that game was super fun. It was the game that came with my Nintendo 64, and at the time, you know, I was a kid, I couldn't really buy my own games, so I ended up playing Diddy Kong Racing a crap ton, and some of those later races were really difficult. So anyway, I had a lot of fun with that game, a lot of fond memories. I think I still have my copy of it too in the box. I keep everything, I took care of everything as a kid because I was like, you never know, like, if you could be able to get it again, right? So to me, I always like respected my parents buying me stuff, and I really took care of everything. Everything's like almost mint condition in every box that it came out in. Anyway, so number 6, and there's a game I forgot to add to this list, and we'll add it at the very end. Next game, number 6, and big YouTuber Player Essence has made quite a few videos on this, and they're all gag videos, and that's Buck Bumble. Ubisoft is still around. We could potentially get Buck Bumble on the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass. And I hope this happens just for the fact that it'll haunt Player Essence over there. Shout outs to him, one of the best Nintendo YouTubers around, just to annoy him. You know how funny it would be in his chat, like, hey, go play Buck Bumble. He's like, no. It'd just be hilarious. In fact, Player Essence is one of the YouTubers that inspired me to start my other 2 YouTube channels. So shout outs to him. It's one of my favorites. Anyway, so Buck Bumble. And to be honest, it was a really unique take on just like your little bee flying around, blowing crap up. It was really cool. And that theme song, I just want that theme song back. I don't know if they have to pay royalties to that, whoever sang it, but Buck Bumble, we need that back. And the best part about that, because that game was pretty difficult with the controls and everything. Like, I can make it to about the 3rd level and then or 4th level. I never did beat the game. It was way too hard. But with the Switch Online Expansion Pack, where we have save states, that would really help that game, and it'd probably be like a hit because it was so different and so unique. Anyway, so Buck Bumble, bring it back, Nintendo. That'd be awesome. And Ubisoft. They're in good relationship too, so it makes a lot of sense. All right, next one, Bomberman 64. Now, to me, this is one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games. I remember going to my cousin's house and playing this like all weekend. They had like every costume unlocked, right? And it was so cool. And they lived about 4 hours away from where I was, so I didn't get to see them very often. But every time I went over there, they were like Nintendo kings. Every game they had was 100% complete. They beaten every Mega Man game, everything. And they're the ones who inspired me to really like try games out of my like wheelhouse, and Bomberman 64 was one of those. So we scoured Funkoland, we scoured GameStop, EB Games, all the old game stores back then, and nobody had it. Nobody had the game. We finally found it at a Hollywood Video before they went out of business. That's how long ago this was. In fact, it's etched into the back of the cartridge. I wish I had it up here. It's downstairs. And I was worried that wasn't going to work, but it was, I forget the price, but it was only like $20 off of what the full price would have been if you bought it new. But nobody had it new. And it was the first time I'd seen it in months. So I begged my mom to get it, and I still have the game to this day. It worked fine. Unfortunately, whoever rented it deleted their save, so I had to start from scratch, which was fine because it's a super fun game. I poured hours and hours into this game. The puzzles, the gameplay, how you could like hop off of the bombs and everything. This is still to this day one of my favorite N64 games, and it is my favorite Bomberman game of all time. And I'm so bummed that they never made one like this ever again. It's like, oh man, because I played, I didn't play the Second Attack one. I didn't even know that existed until I was making this video. Bomberman Hero was totally different. Bomberman Generations was different. Bomberman Land, I believe that's one on the GameCube, yeah. And so it was Generations, and then there was a third one on the GameCube that I can't remember right now. Was it Bomberman Land? Anyway, none of them were like this, and it bummed me out. And I pretty much got out of playing Bomberman games after that. But Bomberman 64, I would love for that to come back or come to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. That I would be giddy like a little schoolgirl, and I'd be playing that all day and on this channel because it's a pretty awesome game. All right, number 4, Beetle Adventure Racing. Now this racing game, all it featured was the Volkswagen Beetle from Volkswagen, and at the time as a little kid, it was my favorite vehicle, like the old Herbie movies. I don't know if you guys ever watched those. I'm kind of showing my age here. The old Herbie movies where the car was kind of alive and it would like save the day and stuff. Basically, ever since then, I loved the Volkswagen Beetle, and I really liked that version of it, the smoothed out one. I think they made a new what was that Herbie movie, but it didn't do well because it was Lindsay Lohan. Anyway, so having a whole game with your favorite car in it, and it was actually fun. It had like a battle mode. It had all these different modes in it. It'd be a great way just to add more games to the service. Unfortunately, because it is using a real vehicle, a licensed vehicle, Nintendo would have to make a deal with Volkswagen to get the game back on there, and the publisher and the developer of the game also. But really, it's worth it. The game is awesome. If you've never played it, I encourage you to do so. I still have my copy. In fact, I might go play that later today. Anyway, number 3. Now, Rush 2049. I never played the N64 version. I played the Dreamcast version, but I played that game for hours and hours and hours, mainly because of the stunt mode. The racing itself was terrible. In my opinion, the franchise was never really good at the racing part, but that stunt mode in that game, you could literally play forever. Like, it was so fun trying to beat your score, doing all these crazy flips with like jet wings, spinning around, going off ramps. And there's been a couple games that have tried to replicate that feeling, and I forget what it's called, but there is a game in development right now that is trying to replicate that. And they have a demo on Steam. I'll leave it in the description down below because I can't remember the name of it right now. If you loved Rush 2049 stunt mode, go play that demo because it's literally Rush 2049. And I've been wanting that to come back for years. I would love this to come to the service because, let's face it, it would just be cool to have Rush back. Rush kind of died off during the PS2 generation, where they had what I think it was called Rush LA. They tried to go like a free roaming, made it more like Fast and the Furious type thing, and it just killed it. Plus Midway went out of business. Midway, I believe, was the publisher of it. So I don't know who owns Rush right now, but it'd be really cool to get Rush 2049 on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. All right, now number 2, Bomberman 64, The Second Attack. And as I said earlier, I never played this one. I didn't even know this game existed when I was a kid. So that for that very fact, I want it on the service so I can play it for the first time. I went and looked this up on eBay to buy it. Just the cartridge itself was like $300. I'm like, are you kidding me? Now I could probably go get it a different way, if you know what I'm talking about. But for me, I like collecting old games, but I'm not going to spend $300 on a beat the hell cartridge. No. And in the packaging, with all the manual and everything, the game cost $1,300. That was the only listing on eBay. I was like, this must be a rare game. I didn't even know it existed. I never saw this in the store ever. I would have begged my parents to buy it for me. So for that fact, I would love for this to come to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack so I could play it, because it looks really fun. All right, now number 1 on this list, and before we get to number 1, we're going to have a little extra bonus one in here, and that's Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64, the one that started this whole thing, the Smash Brothers trend. That game was so fun. Kirby was my main. I would stomp everybody with Kirby, which would literally piss everybody off because they're like, "You're a stupid pink puffball." Like, Kirby's awesome. What are you talking about? He could steal everybody's abilities. He had great moveset. Like, Kirby was OP in that game, and I would stomp everybody with it. And it annoyed me when they messed up his running attack, because that was kind of like my strategy, like sprint attack and then get him into the up and B, what happened there with the sword and everything. I would get them trapped into like this combo that I came up with, and they couldn't do anything, and I kick them off the level, kick them off the level. And I'll never forget, shout outs to my buddy, he's like my little brother from another mother. He got so pissed because I was talking so much crap to him. We would play for all, hours and hours and hours all day. He hated playing against me because I was always a jerk when I'd win, so we'd just do like team up ones, but I convinced him to fight me. I whooped him. And then he got so mad, I think he picked Link, and he was just like in the zone, and I didn't even touch him. He beat my ass for all 3 stocks, and then he put the controller down and he didn't say anything because he thought I was going to get mad. And I looked at him like, I went, "Don't laugh," and he just busted up laughing. It was one of those memories. So yeah, Smash Brothers on the N64. I am shocked it's not on there. They're probably worried that it's going to compete with the new one or whatever. Who cares? It's an old game. They're not going to play the old crappy 64 version over the Ultimate version. You have nothing to worry about. It's just you play it for a couple matches and you're like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I remember that." All right, now, number 1. And I played these on the PlayStation. My cousins bought the N64 version. I did play it on the N64 at their house, but I never beat it on the N64. I beat it on the PlayStation. And that is Mega Man 64. Basically, Mega Man Legends. They got a lot of crap for this because it was literally just Mega Man Legends on the Nintendo 64. And my cousin spent like $80 on this game at Toys R Us. That's one of the reasons why I never got it. It was like $20, $30 on the PlayStation. And then they wanted, I think it was either $70 or $80 at our local Toys R Us. And it was the last copy of the game. And my cousins were like, "Oh, let's get it." So they shared their allowance together and bought Mega Man 64. And they loved the game. They like played the crap out of it. And I'm like, "Dude, you should just get a PlayStation. It's like $20. It's like it was way cheaper on the PlayStation." So I played on the PlayStation, but they played on the N64 and they loved it. So why not bring it to the Nintendo 64's online expansion pass? Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. I feel like that would be a huge mega hit for the service, especially since these games have really never been re-released except for on the PS3's digital store. I'm shocked they're not on the PlayStation 5 store. They haven't like transferred it over. I'm wondering if Capcom, the reason why they haven't put it on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack is because they're saving it for a collection. If you're a Mega Man fan, it's rough. Like, instead of getting new games, we get these collections. That's cool and all, but they should have both. Like Power Stone. Power Stone, they just put it in the new fighting game collection for Capcom's, was it the second one? And it has Power Stone 1 and 2, and I'm probably going to end up buying it just for those games. But how come we haven't got like a third Power Stone? How come we haven't got more Mega Man? And there's so many different Mega Mans they could do. They could literally milk every version of it. They can make a new Battle Network, because that sold really, really well, that collection. They can make a new Bomberman 64. Or Mega Man Legends. Like, they could call it Mega Man Legends Retold or something, and they can totally start fresh, redo it from the ground up. It doesn't have to be a remake or anything. But I have a feeling they're going to make a Mega Man Legends collection, and put it on everything, especially like the Switch 2 and stuff, which I'm okay with because that would be awesome. Hopefully they include Tron Von game, because that game is like $600 now if you want that on the original PlayStation. That's so super rare. I still have my Mega Man Legends 1 and Mega Man Legends 2, and we got to get Mega Man off the moon, man. He's still stuck there. We almost had the third game on the 3DS until Keiji Inafane left the company and Capcom decided to cancel it, which really sucked. Really, like, no. I didn't really want it on the 3DS. I wanted it on like a major platform, because putting it on the 3DS was like, why? Give it what's, you know, like give it the full funding and everything for a big title, like for on the GameCube or whatever the system was at the time, not the Wii, the PS3. I think it was the PS3 generation, wasn't it? Whatever the 3DS, or was that the beginning of the PS4? I always get confused because Nintendo releases their consoles like out of sync with other systems, which works for them, because right now the Switch 2 is about to come out, and PlayStation and Xbox, their new systems are out in a couple of years. So you really have like, it's just like an open space to take all the sales for a new console. There's no competition for them, which is really cool and really smart. Anyway, so these are 10 games, not 9, 10 games that I would love to see on the service, and I feel these games would really make people sign up for the service, especially because some of these are so expensive if you want to buy them and play them. I mean, there's, like I said, there's other ways you can get them, but yeah, if you don't like dealing with that kind of stuff, it'd just be simpler just to have it on here, especially with the save states. Imagine save states for all these games that I literally just listed. Buck Bumble save state, super helpful. Bomberman save state, super helpful. Mega Man 64 save state, super helpful. All these games. Tetris Sphere, if you mess up on the Tetris Sphere thing, and you can just, let me rewind or use the save state. Please bring these to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack, Nintendo. I would love to play them. Thank you for watching. What are some games for the N64 in particular that you would like to see added to the service? There's not a lot of the N64 games when I was looking at every game on the system, probably because it was so expensive to put them on those carts. Anyway, sound off the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.